Ladies and gentlemen, gather round and lend me your ears, for today I have a revelation of great importance to share with you. It saddens me to say that you've fallen victim to the devil's deceit, and not once, but 7 times over. These deceptions have shackled your body, rendering it stiff and inflexible. But fear not, my dear friends, for salvation is at hand. In this enlightening video, we shall expose the 7 monstrous flexibility myths that have held you captive for far too long. So prepare yourself as we reclaim your body's natural flexibility and guide you to a pain-free existence. Amen. Flexibility myth number 1 is flexibility doesn't improve performance. While some sports don't need much flexibility for high performance, there are plenty of sports that do. For example, is anyone seriously going to argue that these people don't need flexibility for their sports? Martial artists, dancers, gymnasts, acrobats, and contortionists? Even setting aside these sports at the extreme end of the flexibility requirement spectrum, even your typical team sports like soccer, football, basketball, baseball, etc. also need some degree of flexibility, even if it's less than the super bendy sports. The bottom line is this: all sports need flexibility. The only question is, how much? Flexibility myth number 2. Stretching doesn't last, so why do it? Well, I hate to break the news to you, but nothing lasts. If you stop lifting weights, you get weaker. If you stop running, your cardio becomes crappier. And yes, if you stop stretching, you get less flexible. The take-home lesson from all of the above shouldn't be, well, these things don't last, so why do them? The take-home lesson should be, these things don't last forever, so I better keep practicing them. The good news is, the longer you practice, the longer it lasts. For example, a tree that's been growing for 20 years has thick, strong roots. Similar to a person who's been stretching or lifting weights for 20 years, they won't lose their flexibility or strength gains very easily. Flexibility myth number 3. You can't be strong and flexible at the same time. Case closed. Flexibility myth number 4. Stretching makes you weaker. There's been a few crappy studies that don't mimic real life, and they've shown that small decreases in strength happen after a bout of stretching. But the loss of strength that they show is small when stretching for 30 seconds, and only 5% when stretching for longer durations. Not to mention, this loss of strength all but disappears when followed by a warm-up and dynamic stretching. And this is why you can't blindly believe Jimmy the gym bro when he tells you, stretching makes you weak. It's actually quite simple. Don't stretch too long before sprinting or lifting weights, and warm up while you stretch. Problem solved. Moving on. Flexibility myth number 5. Stretching is only neural. Of course, changes happen to the nervous system, but research has shown that changes in tissue stiffness, fiber length, and other non-neural adaptations also occur. And let's put this through the common sense test. Is anyone who's ever trained for the isometric middle splits going to really claim that all those changes are just neural? Doing the middle splits is like doing a max effort squat. Of course it's going to affect the muscles and the fascia and the nervous system and more. Flexibility myth number 6. Stretching doesn't prevent injuries. Some studies have shown that stretching doesn't have much of an effect on all-cause injuries. Think concussions and fractures, but there is evidence that it might have a protective benefit against you straining your muscles if you stretch regularly. And isn't that why we're stretching? This also passes the common sense test too, doesn't it? Think about it like this. If your body regularly goes to end ranges, it's gonna be able to go there more safely and more easily. Duh. Also, anyone who spent as long as I have, 20+ years, lifting weights, playing sports, and stretching can definitively say that a regular stretching and mobility practice makes me move and feel better, and has prevented many injuries that I used to suffer from before I got into stretching and flexibility. Stretching does help prevent injuries, period. Stretching myth number 7. You can do the splits in 1 day, or even a week or a month. If you happen to get the splits instantly after 1 day, you either tore all your muscles to get there, or you were already freakishly flexible in the first place. The truth is, getting your splits can take anywhere from several months to several years, depending on a variety of factors. For example, 1, how inflexible you are to start. 2, how much time and effort do you dedicate to it? And 3, what kind of flexibility program are you following? For example, are your flexibility practices designed for flexible children or stiff adults? If you're like like me, you probably need something designed for stiff adults who've suffered from multiple injuries over the years. The bottom line is this: the secret of your success is found in your daily routine. If your daily routine includes a flexibility approach designed for stiff adults, you're bound to be successful. If you want such a flexibility system, check out my Flexibility University at gotrom.com. These programs are already helping over 20,000 people around the world fix injuries and get flexible, and they can help you too. I hope you found this video enlightening and inspiring, and if you need one-on-one help, feel free to email me personally at support@gotrom.com. And remember, you're just one step away from building or rebuilding your perfect body. And remember, you're just one step away from building or rebuilding your perfect body. I don't know why I tapped the Bible about that one. Psst. Hey, come here. You've been deceived by the devil. And not just once, 7 times. 7 times!